All right. Hi. Um, my goodness. I tell you what, I'm learning how to work with this stuff, this, technology. And I kind of like it because I like, once again, I like working with the left side and the right side of my brain. So it's but ooh wee. All right. So welcome to, what is this? Whew, I tell you what, I have been downloading and working with video makers and editors type of software. And oh my goodness, it's more stuff to learn. But I do enjoy learning. So it's all good. So welcome to Experience Artistic Consultants. And this is a channel where I share, you know, 20 plus years of being out here in the field as a professional um, practicing visual artist. And I've had to wear a lot of hats in the field. I've actually, created live workspace for certain community as a community service. Um, I don't know, maybe you're familiar with Pullman, it's the Pullman Estate, and that's located on the far south side of Chicago. And this was actually where the Pullman Porters, I don't know if you're familiar with the Pullman Porters, but anyway, and Mr. Pullman himself, they all lived pretty much in that area. His workers and they lived in that particular area. It's very old. That's why it's called the historical. I hope I enunciated that historical right. But anyway, so now they are offering work and live space, studio space to the artist. And I would like to think that I had a lot to do with that because it came from my proposal. And I think somebody was trying to be slick, but you know what? When it's it's like I guess I just have this feeling and that if it's going to help other people and and especially in a passion that I am something that I'm very passionate about, then fine. Anyway, make a long story short, so now it's up and running. If you're in Chicago area, and you're an artist, that's a place where you really should check out and see if you can get involved because it's still relatively new type of building going on right now. It's happening over there. And also, I enjoy writing lesson plans and curriculum for academic institutions and helping businesses with their outreach via the arts. Um, well, I should have put some lipstick on. Anyway, it's just, but this is something that I really wanted to do. Like I said, I really want to put out a mini videos going towards helping artists and artistic businesses reach their perspective of success. And I know that I can do it. I've done it in the past, but this is just um, another opportunity, another pathway to use to also help those who um, I could not, under normal situations, circumstances, could do that without being part of the WWW, World Wide Web. Okay, so not only that, YouTube is revamping, and so I made a video earlier, and they scheduled the video for me, and perhaps that has to do with the algorithms once again. I'm not really sure what that's really about, but and they've scheduled this one for me too. It is what it is. Hopefully, though, those who can benefit from it will see it, and that's all that really matters. And thank you for being a subscriber. Um, Please comment, use the comment section. Ask me anything in regards to the artistic journey. And if I can't give you an answer, I'm sure I can find the source or the resources that will help us get your answer and help you, you know, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to assist, right? Now, um, oh, and please consider subscribing too. You never know who you can help, and really, the the earlier that an artist get a hold to this type of information that I'm sharing with you guys, the better. So if you have a youth who is interested in the arts, this is definitely a channel that they would get a lot out of. I'm pretty sure of it. And they'll be ahead of the game. And I wish someone had told me these things that I'm sharing with you today. Uh, I think I'd be farther down the line or up the ladder, however that goes. So anyway, uh, the oh, one last thing about that. Please read the description area if they have if I'm able to put anything in the description area right now, because like I said, YouTube seems to be revamping some stuff, and I don't have a certain time that I'm posting these videos right now. I'm just full of energy and filled with a bunch of knowledge and resources and sources and stuff like that that I just want to get out of my head and get them out there. And so on that first video, we talked about the the social media channels and platforms. And I'm just going to kind of go back over it a little bit before I jump off into finishing this information up for you. Okay. And by the way, if you like what you're hearing and it's helpful to you, please, by all means, feel good about leaving a contribution or donation. Okay. And you can find that in the description area. That would be great, because what it does is it helps me to continue to stay online. It helps me to bring the best tools and resources out here available to you to help you once again, as I say, to reach your perspective of success. Okay. All right. So let's do that. I'm appreciative for anything you pass this way, because like I said, it is really helpful. Um, yes. Thank you. Okay. So now we're just going to go over a little bit why to use social media for us creative people. It doesn't matter what field, what genre you are. These things is just foundational and should be used. I tell you what, I know my glasses, right? But I can so see out of these. I went to the eye doctor the other week rather, and he's like, "Yeah, your eyes are good. It's just age happening to you, and you can choose whether or not you want some glasses to see far away, or you want glasses to see up close, or we can give you glasses with bifocals with the tint." And I'm like, "Dude, I mean, like I've had the bifocal glasses before, but um, I really prefer not, because it does kind of mess with my vision and stuff. And so anyway, make a long story short on that, I got the glasses that I could see in the distance when I'm driving, and so I wear these to read. But these are old, and but hey, they're my buddy. So if they look a little crooked sometimes, it is what it is. Okay, I'll fix it. All right, so now The social media, and this is kind of like a recap. So, the social media platform by monthly active users, and this is why this is so significant for artists to get aboard. Okay, which is FB is 2.3 billion. YouTube is reported to have 1.9 billion. Instagram is 1.0 billion. Qzone is 531 million. And TikTok is 5 million and growing. So that's a lot of people. And once again, that's a lot of connections and networking and money being left behind if you're not part of that these platforms, these particular platforms. Okay. And we went over, um, yes, I keep my notes. I do. Okay. It's not about bringing people into your personal life. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to share with you, my personal life and all of that. I mean, I might share some personal experiences, yeah, but as far as like, um, anything outside of that, mm-mm. And you don't have to either. Then what else? It takes time to build up a network of people who are really interested in your creative spark or voice, but don't. And here's the thing: you don't want to get discouraged about it because what I'm learning is, golly gee, if you if people can get a degree in basket weaving and become, a CEO of someone else's business. I don't know if that makes a good connection or not, but um, it just takes time to build with your niche, if they'll call it, and be patient with yourself. And it's not about the numbers, okay? Because you want your numbers always to grow organically. You want people to be a part of your audience because they find interest in you, they like you, that type of thing. Because the other folk, they're not pretty much going to be consistent with you. They're not going to follow you. When you continue on, as you continue on your journey, and you may need that encouragement, that backup, that welcoming spirit. And so that's what you want, right? And so that type of thing takes time, is nurturing relationships. So you're trying to nurture your relationship, as I'm trying to do now, right? Okay, because this thing is still new to me. Okay, being here on YouTube is still relatively new to me, and I'm growing to understand it. But in order for me to do that, I had to do my research, and I continue to do my research. So they come out with new videos all the time on what they're, YouTube comes out with what are they doing. So does Facebook, Instagram, and they'll let you know how what has been the best practice to elevate you on these platforms. And so I would say, look into those things. I believe this channel created a playlist on um, new YouTube or YouTube new, something like that. And you can look for it there. I have a listing of, I have a mini playlist. But you can look for that one and just start looking at those videos, and they really help you. They really do help you understand what's happening and how to work with that with what's going on. Okay, we talked about which let's see. Oh, we talked about how these social media platforms and channels, they can be fickle. The one minute You have a few bites and the next minute you don't. But then too, you could do a one night wonder video and just um or a video, should I say, that's not doing too well now, but in a year or two, it'll just seem to take off. You know, all of a sudden, you got thousands of viewers of it. So just be patient, and but the most important thing is you want to get out there. That's the most important thing. Okay, and all right. So now this part two really is trying to help you see and understand how these particular platforms work best. What you should really focus on doing and creating within the channel and platform itself. Okay, so Facebook has you can use it to create a Facebook group. All right, so creating a and I'm reading my notes. Yes, I am. Creating a space and place for the like-minded creatives. You've got to give a reason for people to join. Okay, and I think in the video earlier, the first one, I kind of talked about that. Having a reason for doing what you're doing, because that is what is going to motivate you, your reason behind it. If you don't have a reason behind doing anything, you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to feel inspired to work it. So your reasoning is very important. Okay, so think about what topics you could set. Okay, this could be a theme, a brand value, a collaborative effort. It has to have as much value to your audience as it does to you. So once again, using myself as an example, I'm new to doing what I'm doing here, but my focus is on artists and artistic services, businesses, and community services to help them once again reach their perspective of success. Okay, or to help broaden it, elevate it, if you will, even create it. So my focus is doing those type of things. All right, and for some people that I see as my target market, they'll get something out of it. They'll get some value out of it, right? And hopefully you get value out of it. You will hit that subscribe button and you'll hit that like button, even leave a comment, right? Uh, leave some of your experiences, for Pete's sake, on the topic. I don't know everything, of course, but that we're here to help each other. Okay, so think about what topics you could set. Um, you want to gain influencers. You want to have micro influencers. Interesting enough, on my on my well, actually, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, I do have quite a bit of influencers um, on it. As following me, or and which is great. I feel honored. But anyway, that's who you want, because those people are going to talk about you. Those people are going to help connect you, right? They're going to post or repost something that you've posted, right? They're going to reshare it or share it again, you know, um, and eventually you get around. What you're doing is getting around, which is great. What else? You make sure to have FB, Facebook Messenger. Okay, that's good. I have it on mine too. 53% of people are noted to shop with businesses they can message. So people are looking for ways. I know I enjoy that. If I go to a site, I do want to be able to connect with the source of interest, who I just want to be able, if it's a shop, if they're selling anything, mugs, whatever, clothing wear, art, whatever, music. It's just nice to be able to message them and ask questions and connect to that source because there's a person behind that, right? Okay, so stick with automatic greeting to let people know their message is received and when to expect a reply. So use that automatic greeting. Stick with that. I don't care what else they're offering. Don't go nowhere else. Stick with automatic greeting. I'm telling you, it works best. All right. Okay, so product catalog. Um, let's see, product catalog. What did I say here? Oh, you'll find it in Manager on your, your FB, your Facebook. Okay, so you can tag products. This is what this is good for, your product catalog. And I've used this actually in one of my uh, FB pages. I also have a FB page where it's just where I talk about strictly my work, my artwork, and that's it. And so using it, you can tag products in the post, and especially if there's not a lot to talk about the product, you can just tag the product. Simple as that. Number 4 is events pages. Now, when Facebook first come out, I remember. So when Facebook first come out, uh, it was really more about family connection, and keeping connected with friends and family. And so they would use events page to pretty much, share birthdays and family reunions and the next, barbecue, whatever, whatever. Okay, that's what that was normally used for. But now is very helpful. So, like if you're planning on a series of events, over the summer, perhaps, um, you can spend time to build uh, build a connection or network using events pages because you're going to create that events page and you're going to share that events page out, right, to those whom you've already connected with, most likely. But, word of mouth, information coming from someone else, uh, it's good, especially if it's in a positive light, right? So if you sent me, say you went on one of my okay, we connected on one of my business pages, and you sent me an event, and it's like, oh wow, that's awesome. Let me share this with Bernard. And if Bernard likes it, he'll post it. You could even ask me if I would do that, right? You could ask me, hey, would you post this out? Would you share this with your network, and ask them to share it with their network? Sure, I will. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a positive thing going on. Okay. Uh, I hope that makes sense. All right. So now what else? So spend time to build out an events page for each one. You want to cover what to expect, right? Where to buy tickets. Most importantly, keep those interested updated on the happenings by sharing update to the timeline. So this events page is also is updated to your timeline. And so this way you make it easy accessible for not only your patrons or your followers, your fans, whatever, to keep abreast of what's happening in the future, but you also are able to share it with other sources and resources, and they are too, which is great. Okay, so how to grow with Instagram. Um, okay, so one of the fastest growing visual platforms is Instagram, as many of us already know. Now, of course, your work should be displayed here. and brand or products that you will sell. This is what helps followers understand what you offer. So here's how the experts say to become unique. All right. This is what these platforms, how to become unique. And this is what the experts say. Okay. Oh, and don't sleep on Pinterest. Pinterest is awesome for an artist. Okay, for someone an art businesses are it's awesome. All right. I don't think I really went into it here, but anyway. Now, in order to make these things work, you want to hone in. You want to focus. That's important. You really want to focus, so we won't be all over the place willy nilly. Want to focus. Man, I hated that word. I tell you what. Uh, oh my goodness! And during my undergrad, that's what my instructors would tell me all the time, and because I just like creating. I just like using my hands and what's here, what's in here, and what's in here. And I just like doing it. Whether it be sculpting, collaging, mural making, you know, um, I just want to do it and enjoy the process. Whatever the byproduct is the byproduct. But I learned, I learned, okay, that I it works out better for me in the long run to just focus. So my thing has always really been in my heart is in my passion is landscapes. I really enjoy doing landscapes. It's comforting, and it's sort of like my way of telling the Most High thank you. And admiring His work or her work, the Creator's work. Okay. All right. So now where were we? So you want to focus, you know. Um, yeah, and it's like you want to stick to what you know. You really do. You want to stick to what you know. And that's pretty much what your focus is all about here. But also um you want to be true to your creative style, all right? Okay, so for an example, if you're an illustrator, your page could feature your work, all right, mix in with appreciation and or commentary of other people illustrative work. And that's what my one of my FB pages is about. uh, it's called Funky S.a.K, FUNKY.S.A.K, and that's one of the first businesses that I started out with. Facebook will not allow me to change the name because that business is no longer uh, a business, but I keep it because there are so many artists and art lovers and art advocates on it. Um, I don't want to lose them. And a lot of them, well, all of them are kind of dear to me. So I keep it. But anyway, I did it when it started out. I I was trying to use that channel, which I still do, to help promote and connect other artists from around the world, right? And to show their work off and all that kind of stuff, and to get the attention of their particular target market. And so that was a good example of that. It's like you can make it twofold because honestly, people when people find out that you're just about yourself, you're just doing stuff to hype you and get you to where you think you want to be, that is even though most people do it, if if we're honest, But when we pick up on that spirit and we know that that's what's happening, it's a turn off. And so you usually will fall on your face that way. So by sharing and introducing your passion, you are further injecting your personality and interest. So that's what that means. At the same time that you're displaying your work and, to invite others into your world like that is great, and especially if you have an interest in what they're doing, right? Okay, I hope that all makes sense. So all these traits give a user a reason to follow you, as you are aligning further with their own interest, right? So you're making that connection along the way. The more that you share about your passion, your interest, and you see it in others, and you're willing to present others and interject others into your world, that's great. And it does work. Okay, so two, focus on individual posts. Um, so there's a need for less conceited profiles, and instead we need more raw footage and experimental. This is so true. I really don't I really don't care to hear about what someone had for breakfast, dinner, or lunch. I don't really care about um what their boobs look like and what their butt looks like in their G string. There's a time and place for everything, right? Um, so just be cautious about what you're sharing, you know. Um, yeah, so you don't want to share too much about your looks, your appearance. I'm sure you're a hottie, okay? But there's a time once again and a place for all of that. If you just open up another channel, open up another platform for that, right? Because I have on my business platform, like Facebook and even Twitter, and I believe also uh, Instagram. I have two of each, right? And people, and I do it for a reason. People will post the darnest thing. And plus, you may want to associate with groups that really have nothing to do with, you know, your passion. Okay. And sometimes these groups will post things that are inappropriate, right? And so, just consider that to be a fact. All right. Enough with the selfies on your business channel. It's nice to share your life, like if if you're a photographer and you're taking your family, or you're just going on a go away trip or something. Okay, it's nice to share some visuals with people. Okay, but just don't get carried away showing your chest and all that kind of crap. It's a place for all of that and a time. Okay, and especially, excuse me, if you want people to take you serious about what you're doing. But now we know, honestly, sex sells. So it doesn't hurt to be appealing and easy on the eyes as possible. It really doesn't. All right, so number three, don't forget stories. So, an example on how to use this concept is using more question or poll stickers, to support a live drawing on stories, documenting each stage with the involvement of your community. All right, so now what that looks like is, um, hmm, you're involving your people. You're involving people who are interested already, subscribers and followers, right? And you are involving them as a participant. Uh, it could be daily or what have you, or whatever, right? And you can use polls for that. You can create a poll with multiple questions. Facebook does it. He has it. I believe most platforms do have an option where you can create a poll, poll, and okay. All right. So um, let's see, and you can share that. Okay. You can share that poll, the outcome of it, what were the percentages that agreed and disagreed, and or you can even use your artwork, and you can use a poll behind that and say, well, how many people, do you like this? What do you like about it? Is it the color or da da da? However you want to put that poll together. It could be multiple questions. Uh, okay. All right. So number 4, organize your bio. Now, this is something that I have fallen short because as artists, what we tend to do, we have so many jobs along the way. Like, you know, I could get easily, 3 to to 5, 6 or more contracts in 1 year, right? And they could be short to long term contracts. Um, And so now I got to decide what am I putting in my bio, and I need to update it, just like your resume. You want to update it. So make sure you include your URL where they can find more about you. I just got my new website, woohoo, and I'm working on it. It's live now though, and I believe I put it in the description area. If I don't have it in this one, I have it in the part 1 of this particular video. But I'm excited about it. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, where they can find more about you, and add an email button so they can get in touch. And that's so important. How are you gonna know um, if someone is interested in purchasing your work or working with you, or anything? You have to, that connection button is so important, so make sure you have that. Okay. um let's see, story highlight helps give an idea of your personality. Okay, so I don't know if that, why did I have that in that area? um Oh, okay, because we're talking about the bio. So, yeah, so that helps to give an idea of your personality as well. Your bio does, right? Then it sometimes my writing. Okay, then it now time to explore personalization options. For example, you might want to change the font on your Instagram bio. Well, you can actually change the font on your Instagram bio, but that's I'll save that for another um, exploration examination. But you could do that. So you'll probably find out how to do that yourself if you go to Instagram, or you probably already know. All right. But for those who don't, just go to Instagram, and I'm sure it has a help button, and you can put in that search engine, how to change fonts on Instagram, and it'll tell you. Okay, so number 5, engage, right? Make sure, make sure if you ask questions, or any include form of a call to action in a post. Okay, either on stories or your timeline. So make sure you do something publicly and respond. Basically, that's what I'm saying here. Okay, so if you generate questions and stuff, make sure that you respond. I mean, it's nothing worse than, uh, you know, you've been asked a question and nobody, okay, so you take the time out to answer it and nothing, you get no response. Now, this is what happens too um, when you have too many uh, platforms and channels that you're trying to work. Uh, you will forget. Trust me when I tell you, you will totally forget sometimes that you've asked a question, and then I've done it, and it's terrible. And you see, a handful of people have actually answered it, but you just never got back to them. It's just now you got to get back in and say, hey, please pardon the late response. I appreciate you taking the time out, da da da. You can avoid having to do that. Just keep up with, you know, giving back a response. All right, so you can also share other people's content. Just make sure to follow the rules of etiquette. All right, so there's a rule of etiquette on these channels and platforms, and just in life, period. You know, that's why whenever I do play music, I do know there's this, I think, 8-second rule where you can play 8 seconds of it really and not be in trouble. Anything more, you normally would have to um, reach out to the song record people, okay, and get permission to use their stuff. To use the artist stuff, the record company. Uh, so you could take a chance. Sometimes I've taken chances, but that's on you. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying. Okay, but it's etiquette to ask for permission to use other people's content. It's just respectful to do that. All right. Um, let's see. Twitter is a micro blogging platform. Okay, so because you can put out a thought, right? A complete sentence is a thought. So you can put out, write 2 or 3 sentences, I believe it is. And so it's like a micro blogging platform, and it's dominated by the media, influencers, journalists, fans, and more. All right. So what? And this is honest to goodness, it's true story. Um, Angela Angela Jolie, she actually followed me on Twitter. It's like what? She must have thought I was Whoopi Goldberg or something. you know. But come to find out, um, I think she ended up having someone to manage her Twitter for her, and they set up. I think she has an art gallery online now. Where she's curating other artists' works and stuff that she likes. And so I was just very honored. And there was another uh, uh, woman. Oh, I can't think of her name right now, but she used to hang out on the View. She's uh, a so-called black woman. Um, And it wasn't Whoopi, no. But anyway, she friended me on Twitter. I don't know if she's still because I haven't been on my Twitter account in a minute. But since I'm doing this type of stuff now, I'm making it my business to go back there and clean some things up and get and update and all of that. Although I do have Twitter and Instagram on my Facebook connection, so so every time I post something there, it'll go onto those other platforms. I just have not actually visited those other platforms in a minute, but I do have them. Okay, so and you're gonna know about them once I clean them up and get back in. But anyway, the point is that you meet. I just met some really awesome people. Being out there like that, putting myself out there like that. Okay. Uh, let's see. Da, da, da. All right. So Twitter, once again, is a micro blogger. Um, what you should ask yourself is in regards to Twitter is do you see your audience or brand on Twitter? Right. So that's important to, these are questions once again that if you think about them, you may not dwell on them, but your brain is going to give you the answer eventually. So, do you see your audience or brand on Twitter? There's a couple of ways to approach Twitter, but we will look at how you can create awareness. And so that's what you want to do. Once again, we're talking about making connections and so be be aware of special celebrated days and world happenings, so not to compete. Right. So remember that too, because a lot of times we wonder why no one, you know, um, has liked our stuff or whatever. Okay, but we have to also take into consideration what's happening in the world at that moment that you're sending that out. So you may want to schedule um, post and everything. All right. So you can make the post or whatever videos or whatever, but you want to schedule them on, certain worldly holidays and all of that. Okay. So ask yourself before getting involved, can I add anything of worth? Will this make sense to my audience? Okay. And will my brand tone of voice come through? Okay, so you ask yourself those particular questions. All right, is it too? Because sometimes, like, don't bite off more than you can chew. In other words, if you're not happy right now doing the small thing, don't go out there and just bum rush, these platforms and set yourself up for disappointment because just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one post at a time, one make connections. It's all going to come together eventually. But what's most important is that you want to stay focused on your platforms and your channel. You want to be present, right, as often as possible. Okay, and I think that I don't know. I haven't used Hootsuite in a long time either, but I remember when I first started out, I was using Hootsuite, which was a hoot. But um, it really did help because I could schedule my posts and all of that, right? And I could connect with Facebook, you know, and when the advertisement was coming out, you know, it all just worked out together. So I don't know if, but Hootsuite definitely um is definitely a place to look into. Hoot, Suite, Suite. Okay, because it'll help you um schedule, you know, get things out. All right, so all right, where am I going? Okay, so Twitter, like I said, is more like, it's like opinion piece platform and works predominantly on creative writing and quick reflexes, right? So you have to be kind of quick because things get drowned out, as the day go on, and your stuff gets buried. All right. And you have to be pretty creative with your writing. You have to be able to put that thought in that one sentence or two or three. I think they give you about enough space for about 3 sentences. Really, technically, if you're a good writer, um, you can manage to get that thought in there and whatever it is. Okay, so moving forward. Um, okay, so you want to check out the trends. Check out the trends of Burger King, Vita Coco, and Pizza Hut. I think let's see, clapbacks at the community or at other big brands can be hit or miss. So posting here can be a hit or miss. All right. And so that's with any big brand. It doesn't matter big or small. But most of the time, if you're just starting out or you haven't really focused on putting stuff out as much on these particular platforms and channels, well, you know, you try to create familiarity and connect with these people out here that can actually do your career a lot of help, right? Yeah, you'd be surprised at the connections you can make. Okay, just by someone seeing your the tweet and it get attention, or someone seeing your artwork and it gets attention. And so, honest to goodness, I have made some valuable connections uh, doing these things, and not even aware that I'm doing them right, right? But but like I said, I try to read everything that I need to know about a certain thing. And I listen to videos and I listen to people that know more than I know about it. And so I use that information because, knowledge is only powerful when you apply it. It's not powerful just sitting in your head or in a book, or just it's just there. It's just power there. You have to utilize these things and see where they take you and what they do for you. Okay. So let's see. Hashtags. That's why I've started using hashtags. Once again, oh, let's put it like this, because I did a writing for LinkedIn Pulse when it was called LinkedIn Pulse some years back when I was starting out with the social media marketing and promotion thing. And I learned about hashtags, and during that time I was using them like crazy. Every time I would post a piece of work or anything, I would share. I would put that hashtag, hashtag KDV flowers, hashtag art, hashtag artist, hashtag painting, hashtag da da da. So um, and my daughter, I remember her saying, "Mom, why do you use that stupid hashtag?" You know, and I'm like, "You just don't understand. This is," I said, "You need to try it," because she wasn't reading any of my articles or whatever. So fine, family is the worst. Anyway, so I told her, I said, try this. Put in hashtag and put your mom's name in the search engine and see what happens. And so she did that, and sure enough, the information, as much as whatever's out there about me, is out there. And I said, well, see, that's what it does. It allows you a quicker way to get to whatever you want to get to um, online. Okay, so if you put in hashtag art, then it's gonna a lot of it'll take you to a plethora of art, right? Artist, same thing. It doesn't matter. So the hashtag is valuable to put into your posts. It just is, and really, 10 to 15 hashtags is enough. You don't need more than 10 to 15 hashtags. That's more than enough, right? But the key also is when you're using hashtags, it has, how does Google do this? It has to correspond to what's in the content, right? What's in the content in the title. So if you write something in your title or title and content, it should also you should also have hashtags, okay, that corresponds to it. So if you're writing about if you're writing about art, then use hashtag art education if it's educational, you know, I think you get the idea. So use those hashtags, make use of them. And I would highly suggest if you're trying to brand yourself, that's one great way of branding yourself and allowing the algorithms of Google to pick you up, right? So start putting your name, put hashtag whatever your name is that you want to go by, that you're branding, uh, hashtag your business name, hashtag, but you want to consistently do that. And that way, over time, it becomes notable to the algorithms. And that's how you end up being placed on the first page of Google as well. Okay. Just a little, that was a bonus. Try it and see. Okay. So lastly, um, in regards to posts, you want to post. You know what? This is twofold, but I'm just going to stick with what I have here. Okay, so when you post, you want to post Tuesday, Friday, between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday, 5 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 to 4 p.m. Okay, and I've been told that Sunday is not such a good time to post as far as relevancy of people, you know, a certain amount of people checking your post out. Um, okay, so that'll do it. I hope that you got something out of this. As my website uh, grows, or should I say, as I fix my website, and all this kind of good stuff, I'm going to have my blogs on there. And a lot of the stuff that I talk about, you'll find it there. But in the meantime, you may just have to rewound the tape or whatever the video if you missed something. I don't know, but hopefully that's a lot of information for you to work with, and it's helpful to you. And if it's helpful, like I said, subscribe, like, share. What else? Please let me know what you may have. You may be facing some obstacles or some challenges or whatever, and you don't have to do it by yourself. I mean, for peace sake, take advantage of the help that comes your way, right? That's part of helping you reach your perspective of success. Don't be shy. All right. So on that note, I'm going to check out of here, and uh, yeah, mm, I would say the best creative regards to you. And I tell you what, stay tuned because it's only going to get better. All right. All right. Bye for now.